Good morning, students. Sairam. Students, today we are going to start next chapter case study, chapter number 2, and the name of the chapter is Forms of Business Organization. Now, the first case study is number 1. According to the Partnership Act 1933, it is not compulsory for a partnership firm to get registered itself. Then when do partner refers to get the firm registered? Legally, it is not compulsory for a partnership firm to get itself registered. Look, student, it is not compulsory to register themselves under the Partnership Act, but for the security purpose. If a partner cheated you, then you cannot file a file a case against the partner due to because you do not have any legal document that you are having a partnership. Okay, so like these are the following drawbacks of partnership. Like a partner of an unregistered firm cannot file a suit against any other partner to settle the dispute. Second, the partner of an unregistered firm cannot file a suit against the partnership firm. A partner of an unregistered firm cannot file a suit against an outsider or the third party for the recovery of claim, and the outsider can file a suit on unregistered firm. So these are the consequences and drawbacks due to the partners prefer to get themselves registered or a firm registered. Now, second question is, one man control is the best in the world if that man is big enough to manage everything. Explain the statement. So, which form of business is discussed here? The form of the business is discussed here is sole proprietorship, and this is the advantages of one of the advantage of sole proprietorship, that the one man control in a best way and he is enough to manage everything. Okay, now next case study is Bhuvan wants to set up a private limited company. As an advisor of Bhuvan, guide him and explain the steps of private limited company. So what are the steps? What is the first thing which you want that you register? First of all, you have to register yourself under a Companies Act. Okay, and after that you have to fulfill all the formalities which is related to the company, the all the like the profit sharing ratio, the capital in which is invested, the owner, the number of the shareholders. There are many things which is required to registered under a private limited company. And one more thing, minimum number of student is two no, sorry minimum number of people in a private limited company is 2, and maximum is 200. So these are the basic things which is required to register under a, or we can say to form a private limited company. Next question is, the business asset of a firm are worth rupees 70,000, but the debt remain unpaid, are worth 1 lakh. The course of action can be creditors take in the following cases. Number 1, the organization in the firm partnership proprietorship firm. Second, the organization in partnership firm with A and B, two partners sharing profit equally. So the business asset is worth rupees 70,000, but the debt remain unpaid is 1 lakh. So how can they repay? Number 1, the creditor claim from the personal property of the proprietorship. Because why? Because the sole proprietor has a disadvantage that he has a unlimited, or we can say that the unlimited liability, but here it is written that he has a limited liability. But the answer is, the creditor may claim from the personal property of the proprietor that he has a limited liability. But students, as we all know, the liability of a sole proprietor is limited, but this is also disadvantage because due to the single owner, he has to pay or repay all the debts, whether he pay from his firm or from his personal property. Next is, look student, this is a partnership firm with and they are also sharing profit equally. Then the A and B jointly and individual liable to pay back the debts. Both are responsible to pay back the debt in the profit sharing ratio, and if one of the partner become insolvent, then the other is liable to pay back the full amount. So this is the second thing which is done by the partners. Now next question is, the business asset of an organization amounting to rupees 50,000, but the debt that remain unpaid are 80,000. What course of action can be created? First one is, organization is a sole proprietor. Look student, sole proprietor is having a limited liability. This is his advantage, and sometimes it maybe its liability is unlimited, so he has to repay all amount by selling out their personal property. Second point is, the organization of a partnership firm with the Anthony and Akbar are as partner, which are the two partners, can creditor approach the repayment of the debt. So explain giving reason. So answer is, the creditor can approach both, okay, because both are the partner, they share their profit equally. So this Anthony and Akbar, and they both are liable to pay back their profit sharing ratio, okay. But in case one of the partner become insolvent, then whole money is paid back by the another partner. Understood? Now 17th question is, Kiran is a sole proprietor. Over the past decades, her business has grown from operating a neighborhood corner shop selling accessories such as artificial jewelry, bag, hair clips and nail art to the retail chain with 3 branches in the city. Although she look after the varied function of all the branches, she is wondering whether she should form a company for better management of the business. She also has planned to open branch countrywide. So student, she is a sole proprietor. Now question number 1 is, explain 2 benefits of sole proprietor. So 2 benefits are, sole beneficiary of means the whole profit is goes to her pocket. Second, personal touch. She can give her personal touch and make her business more and more profitable. Next, explain to benefit of recovering it to a joint stock company. So if he convert his business, she convert his business in a sole proprietorship, then what she get? She get extra amount of money as a capital. The liability is become limited now. Now means liability risk is also shared by the another person, okay. Now third point is, what role will her decision to go worldwide, nationwide play in her choice in the form of organization? If she plan, answer is, if she plan to go nationwide, then she will have to manage her form a business from sole proprietor to a joint stock company. Means this is more profitable if she uh, convert her business from sole proprietorship to a joint stock company. Last point is, what legal formality she have to undergo to operate a business as a company if she convert or operate a business as a company like a joint stock company. So what are the formalities? Getting certificate of incorporation, getting certificate of commencement of business, third point is appointment professional expert brokers who charges high fees. Third, prepare various documents like prospectus, memorandum of association, article of association and etc. So these are the things which is necessary if we do a business as a company. Now next question is, Rajiv is the sole owner of a shirt manufacturing factory. He took a loan of 30 lakh from Jain Finance Company for expansion of his business. In beginning, business was running well, but later on he starting facing losses and continuous losses. He was not able to repay loan. After receiving many reminders from finance company, Rajiv planned to close a business. He sold all his machine and other assets and collected rupees 20 lakh. He requested the finance company to settle him in a court. Okay, Mr. Rajiv gave the argument that he has sold all his business asset and the account by taking rupees 20 lakh. The court did not agree with the argument of Rajiv and gave the decision in favor of finance company and ordered Rajiv to pay full amount to buy selling his personal asset. So name the form of business carried out. The name is sole proprietor because he is the sole owner of a company. Next is state the feature of sole proprietorship which kept in mind the court while taking decision, that he has a unlimited liability. So he should or he must pay the full amount by selling out his personal property. Next is Raji's argument of saying he and his business separate entities correct? No, because a sole proprietor does not enjoy the separate legal entity as a joint stock company. Next question is, the business asset of a firm are worth 70,000 but the debt remain unpaid, the worth rupees 1 lakh. This question is repeated, we have already done that. The answer is, the first one is he has the unlimited liability and second is the liability is paid by both of the partner. Next question is 21 question. The company got the certificate of incorporation, means it is the corporation incorporation certificate he got, a company got on 24th August 2010 and certificate of the date is written 22 August. The company allotted some share on 23rd August. Is the allotment is valid or not? Yes, it is valid. Although the registrar issued the certificate on 24th, but the certificate of 22nd August is written. So in the eye of law, he has registered himself on 22nd August. So it is legal. Last question is, Mrs. Indu started a voluntary association of 10 people who are also consumer. She collected the capital by selling share to members and open a retail shop so that he can eliminate middlemen and get the goods at a low price. To state the type of organization mentioned here, the voluntary association, that means Mrs. Hindu is talking about that it is a cooperative society. So two merits of cooperative society, we all know, the two merits of cooperative societies, government support is there, we provide the good quality products at a cheaper rate. So these two are the merits of cooperative society or cooperative stores. So students, I hope you all have understood that how can we solve the case studies. Okay, thank you. Sairam.